Hey guys, it's Benjamin with Benjamin's Exotics, and in today's video, we are going to be cutting the first ball python clutch of the 2021 breeding season. Alright, so in today's video, we are going to be cutting the first ball python clutch of the 2021 breeding season. And I must say that it's always special every single year when you cut the very first clutch. So I'm excited to see what kind of odds we get in these eggs. Now, this was a clutch that came from our lesser het clown female. It was a clutch of 5 eggs and one very interesting boob egg. As you can see, I've never seen a boob egg that was this big. I mean, I've had boob eggs in the past, but they've always been, you know, just a little bit of a sliver on the side, nothing massive like this. So I was worried that the baby wasn't gonna make it or might have some sort of problem. So I did cut this egg a bit early, as you can see, and I really think that may be a clown ball python right in there. I don't know if I said, but this was a clutch from a lesser het clown female bred to a pastel clown male. So we could produce some lesser clowns, some pastel clowns, normal clowns, and then a bunch of other, you know, different hets, and of course the crown jewel would be the pastel lesser clown. So let's just get straight into things. Like I said, I already cut this first egg because I was worried that the baby might be a bit weak, and I didn't really look at it real good. But looking back, I'm pretty sure this is a clown ball python, okay? I haven't hatched out any clowns, and if this is a visual clown, this is literally the first visual I've ever made. And I'm gonna try to get it up close to the camera for you guys, but that looks to me like the pattern of a clown. I thought it was a normal at first, but looking at it now, I'm almost positive that is a clown. And if that is a female, I would love to hold this animal back because I was really scared this egg wasn't gonna make it, especially with the mold. But, you know, I can't see the animal's head, but so far, everything looks to be pretty good. I mean, I love the way this clown looks. There's really nice blushing on the sides, some really cool reduction of pattern, you know, not too reduced like a blade clown, but certainly, you know, a really nice looking clown ball python. And like I said, that's either a clown or a crazy looking normal. I'm pretty sure that's a clown, and that is the first visual clown I've ever produced. Now, this right here is a baby. This was the first baby to actually start pipping through the egg, and I found this, I think it's a pastel het clown, maybe a pastel lesser clown, we're gonna have to see. This animal started pipping out literally like within the past couple hours. So this was the first animal to come out of the egg, and I always wait until the first baby comes out. I don't have a date that I just start cutting eggs. I always wait till the first baby shows its head. And like you guys can hopefully see, what I thought, that is going to be a pastel 100% het clown ball python. This was, of course, the male was a pastel clown, so everything in here has to have at least one copy of the clown gene, and that is a really nice looking pastel at that. Really nice yellows on the top, the orange on the side, and of course the blushing. You can hopefully see this kind of the staple of the pastel gene. When you see that blushing on the side, you really know that's a really nice example of a pastel. So let's go ahead and cut these guys. So like I said, so far this is going pretty well. So we have one pastel het clown and one what seems to be a visual clown ball python. So let's see what we get in this egg. Probably make a little bit more of a cut right here. This egg is full of fluid, man. Some of the eggs are really deflated when you go to cut them, and some of them like this are just insane. If you see any blood, that is just leftover vein work. That is not me cutting into the baby snake. I always put the scissors right up to the top of the egg like that, so I make sure there's no chance that I would accidentally harm little baby. So let's see what this is, and oh my gosh, that looks like a very nice, looks to be probably a lesser, and probably going to be just a standard lesser at that. But this is very exciting because if this is what I think it is, this will be the first lesser I've actually ever produced. And I'm going to say that that's just going to be a lesser ball python. It doesn't have the blushing on the back that I would expect from a clown. And yeah, you would see a much more dramatic pattern on the back. But that stripe looks really nice. And this baby is moving around and seems to be doing well. So that's a really nice looking lesser het clown ball python. No normals so far, which is really good. So let's go ahead and see what this big egg has. And this guy is really deflated, so I'm sure this baby was just about to hatch. All right, so that seems to be another lesser het clown ball python. The one thing that I have to look at is, you know, pastel lessers and just normal lessers can be really hard to identify sometimes in the egg. So if I had to bet, I don't think this is a pastel lesser, but between these two, if one does have the pastel gene, it'd probably be this one because it's a bit more busy. And the color is a bit more on the yellow side, and that blushing in the side makes me think that this could be a pastel lesser. But again, until the baby's out, until I actually see the head on the baby, I won't know for sure. But it looks like we have a very nice, at least a lesser het clown ball python. And again, no normal so far. So let's go ahead and see what's in the last egg. And that looks like it's going to be a very nice, I think that's another pastel het clown ball python. Let's go ahead and see. I can't really quite get a good look of this baby. Yeah, again, it's hard to tell, but this is definitely not a visual clown, but still just a very nice looking pastel het clown ball python. This egg is really kind of not giving you guys a good look, but I can definitely tell that that's pastel. I see the blushing in the sides, I see the yellow coloration, and this animal is moving around a little bit, seems to be doing well. So that was actually a very good clutch. Unfortunately, only did hit one of the visual clowns, and of course you would know it would be in the egg that I thought wasn't going to make it at all. And like I said, I'm almost positive that is going to be a visual clown. That is just too crazy of a pattern to be a normal, but we will just have to wait and see until all of the babies come out of the egg so we can get their colors up close for the camera. Okay, so it has been about 2 weeks since I filmed the egg cutting portion of this video, and since filming the cutting of those eggs, all of the babies in this clutch have come out of the egg, and as of this morning, I think 3 out of the 5 babies have already had their first shed. So I figured I'd go ahead and give you guys a quick update on how they're looking. Now, I wanted to start off with the only visual clown we got in this clutch, this beautiful, hopefully female clown ball python, because this little girl or little guy has had a really rough life for the past 2 weeks. So first of all, as you guys hopefully saw in the egg cutting portion of this video, this was the baby that was in that really weird boob egg that had like half of the egg was literally just infertile. And because of that, this baby, as you can hopefully see on camera, is already smaller than a lot of the other babies in the clutch. Now on top of that, this baby was, I think, the second to last to come out of the egg, and I think I know why at this point. It was because this baby experienced hard belly. And hard belly is basically when the baby is absorbing the yolk, because the yolk from the egg will normally act as this baby's first real meal that will get them through the first couple weeks of life. And they have a little yolk sac, which is why you see on the bottom of their belly, you'll see the little scar, and you can even see that guy just stuck at me, which is a really good sign that he or she is doing well. But on the belly, you'll see the little focus. The little mark right there, that is where the yolk sac would have been attached on the baby ball python. He actually just got me. Wow. He's definitely not in a good mood today. But anyways, what happens is that the yolk absorption. Basically, something goes wrong and the yolk becomes hard and it actually starts to rot inside of the snake's belly. And if you do not get that out of the snake's belly, it will literally just sit in the belly. It will basically internally poison the snake and the baby will die. I can actually put up a picture right now of a before and after of the hard belly so you can see how bad it actually was. And this was probably one of the worst cases of hard belly I've ever seen in a ball python, and especially in a ball python this small. But like you can see, this little guy is striking. He just lit me up a second ago. Seems to be doing well. Obviously, he's a little bit lethargic, kind of, because this baby doesn't have any of the nutrients from the yolk, because I think it basically all went bad with the hard belly incident. But this animal seems to be doing fine 2 weeks in. Moving around obviously just bit me, so this animal is doing really great for all the trauma it's been through, and I'm hoping that this animal pulls through, has its first shed in the next couple days like a lot of the other snakes in this clutch have already done, and goes on to live a long, happy, healthy life. And if this little girl, hopefully it's a girl, is a female, I would love to keep her back for a future breeder. This is a very special animal to me. The fact that the egg not only survived, but that she's been through all this stuff and is still pulling through and going strong. It's very special to me to see an animal actually go through all this stuff and still do as good as this little girl or guy has done. So that's all I'm going to say for the clown ball python. Now let's look at the rest of the clutch. So obviously this clutch wasn't nearly the best odds in terms of hitting visual clowns, because that was the only visual clown out of all 5 eggs in this clutch. But overall, if you were to calculate, what average odds you would get in a clutch like this is actually pretty good odds, and you can't really ask for much better. Obviously, if everything would have been visual clown, that would have been great, but honestly, to get 1 visual clown, 2 pastel het clowns, and then it looks like probably 2 potentially pastel lesser het clowns, I couldn't ask for any better odds, and these animals look beautiful. As you can see, the little clown, visual clown, still has to shed his or her skin. Same thing with this pastel het clown, but this pastel het clown right here, and then these 2 animals have already shed their skin out completely, and I mean, these guys are just looking beautiful. Now, I haven't produced any visual lessers at this point. This is literally my first clutch of lesser. I've bred a lot of Mojaves and stuff like that, but never lesser. So I'm looking at these guys and I'm trying to determine, because I know both of these animals are at least lesser, and they have to be het clowns. So they're at least lesser het clowns. The only debate is on whether or not these animals have pastel. Now, when you look at the head on both of these animals, you see all of that blushing on the head, which is just, screams of the pastel gene, and the white on the lips. Now the problem is that lessers already have lighter colored heads as babies, and they do also have some white on the lips. Not normally as much as this animal, or you can also see the head on this animal. They don't normally have this much blushing on the head and white on the lip, but it's really one of those things where these 2 animals I'm going to have to stare at for a while to determine whether or not, man, you are feisty today, to determine whether or not these guys are just standard lesser het clowns or if they are pastel lesser het clowns. I certainly see a big color difference in these 2 animals. You see this guy is more of that kind of lemon yellow you'd think to see with a pastel lesser, whereas this beautiful gem, which just has almost a complete stripe on its back. There's a couple breaks right there, but this animal has a lot of striping. This little guy is much more of a kind of light cream color. Let's see if we can get these 2 side by side as a comparison. Like you can see, there's a pretty big difference in these animals. So if I was just going to guess right off the bat, I would say these are both probably pastel lesser het clowns. This one is way more intense, but this one is also way more busy, and knowing the line of lesser that I have, I don't think that the female would throw an animal this busy without another gene being involved. But these also are all het clowns, and just having the het version of the clown gene can sometimes throw things off and make things look pretty weird. So I'm not really sure on these animals. I know they're lesser, I know they're het clown. Whether or not I determine that they are going to be pastels in there as well is yet to be determined, but These guys looking beautiful. I really couldn't have asked for a better clutch, especially with this little girl, as you can see, is really feisty, which is actually a great sign. I'm happy she's doing that, because if she was acting lethargic and not moving around at all, I'd be pretty concerned. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's egg cutting and the update on this clutch. If you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to give this video a like. Be sure to leave a comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next video.